Hello everyone and welcome back to Always Watching. So today we're discussing the pilot episode of a new series called Yanqui, premiering at the Tribeca Film Festival. If you want to delve deeper into the series, please check out my interview with co-creator Sean Quinn and director Kyle Hospen-Stokes. So briefly, Yanqui follows Josh, a failed New York City entrepreneur who after a one-night stand flies to Argentina to prove that he is not the father of a baby. We're introduced to Josh in his room watching Before Sunset when he abruptly receives a call from Sofia, a woman he had a one-night stand with while on vacation in Barcelona. She informs him almost as a formality that he is likely the father of her child. Confused, paralyzed, just not really knowing what to do because of his low sperm count, he flies to Argentina to prove that this is simply impossible. So in Josh's mind, he couldn't possibly be the father due to medical reasons. He arrives to Argentina a fish out of water, and he has to navigate not just a culture, but a new social class that he is completely detached from. At first, Josh comes off kind of aimless. Initially, I actually thought he was a student, but as the episode goes on, you realize that he is a young man with very strong principles. And on the flip side, Sofia is the same. She comes from a very wealthy family that values tradition, and her decision to inform Josh just is a headache to her family. They feel like she may have even shamed them. And despite the outward appearance, Sofia is not nearly as shallow or as close-minded as people may assume. And that's probably what drew these two people together, is that they have similar values and similar beliefs in terms of their desire to make a life for themselves on their own terms and not what came before them. And sometimes when you're trying to live up to other people's obligations or societal expectations, you can end up living a very dishonest and inauthentic life. Now, dating a foreigner has its ups and downs. Like I've lived in 2 foreign countries. The one I'm currently in, I've been here for 5 years. And I think one of what I really respect about Josh is the way he's able to make himself comfortable and feel at home regardless of the space that he's in. And this series, I think, does it. Like I would have to watch the rest of the episode, but from what I saw of the pilot episode, it explores both family and as a result, home. Like family is whoever you want your family to be. Like, of course, there's our biological family, these people that we're stuck with, that we got to negotiate with. But as we get older, we do have the option to select and reject people who enter our world. And this leads to this question of home. And I honestly believe, now having lived outside of my home country, that your home can be wherever you want. And of course, where you come from physically is really important. It defines like who you are, what you like, what you dislike. But that's not to say that you cannot make yourself feel at home anywhere you go. And I feel like home is wherever you find peace of mind. Home is wherever you find people that you connect with the most. And home is the place where you feel you're most authentic, where you feel like you can be the best version of yourself as possible. And I think watching this pilot episode, and especially watching Josh, it's very interesting how we limit ourselves, right? Like we can become very attached to familiarity and fear kind of what's outside of us. But the irony is that might actually be keeping us stuck. And so watching Josh and Sofia, even though they're not formally in a relationship and there is this sort of tension as to who is the father of this baby, I can totally understand how these two people came together because there's an honesty in both of them. And I think when it comes to where we're from physically, we get very attached to certain places, even if we don't want to be, because we really have nothing to compare it to. And the longer you watch the series, you realize why these two people came together, because it's not really important where you're from, it's where you're going. And where you're going could be anywhere, right? Like there's no limits to where you could go, so give yourself a chance. So you guys let me know what you think, and until next time.